One of the most difficult things for people to achieve in life is to find drive, motivation, and desire to keep pushing. But even more difficult than that, some people find the motivation, but they cannot keep it over a long enough period of time. If you think about it, most people can keep pushing hard on a business or whatever they start in life for about 1 to 5 years. But it's really hard to find people that keep pushing for 6, 7, or even 10 years, while others are pushing 100% as hard as they won after 20 years of going at it. Have you ever wondered why? Today, we'll be talking about the reasons why, but most importantly, we'll be talking about how to get there. Stay with me until the end and you'll see what I'm talking about here. My name is Andrew Pizzi. I'm an investor and entrepreneur out of Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to the AP Show, where we'll be focusing on how to build a great life around health, wealth, love, and happiness, which I believe are all needed in order for you to build a great life overall, and not just in one specific area of your life. Now, there's no course or any upsell in this YouTube channel, because all I'm trying to do is give you all the information that I feel like I always seeked and I searched for, but it was never there. And whenever I found it, it was not duplicatable because people were given the information, but not completely to the point where you could actually execute on it. With that being said, all I ask from you is for you to hit the like button if you appreciate the good nuggets that you're going to be able to find and get out of these videos. All I need from you is for you to hit the like button so that YouTube can push this content out to more people, and also hit the subscribe button so that you can get notified every single Monday when we drop content just like this one every single week. Now, let me start by saying that this video works regardless on whether you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to achieve and have ambitious goals, because as you know, if you're part of this group of people that want to accomplish huge things in life, it's going to require of a lot of motivation and a lot of other things to accomplish those big goals in life. But it also works for the people that all they're trying to do is to escalate the corporate ladder, and you're trying to improve and get promotions and do better in your company. Because trust me, when I see somebody in any of my businesses that is motivated and that wants to do more and goes above and beyond on what they're asked for, they're always going to have the first call whenever an opportunity arises for a better position, or whenever we open a new business or anything like that. The people who are motivated, disciplined, and want to do more always have better opportunities. Trust me on this. I always talk to my team about how innovative we are in all the current businesses that we have, so that they know that there's a lot of opportunities to be moving up or going into different industries or anything like that. And they know for a fact that the opportunities when you work for us are limitless. And that's the whole reason why I can assure you that this content helps you even if you're not an entrepreneur and all you're trying to do is move up in a company. Because like I said before, all those people that are motivated and want to do more and are just full of new ideas and stuff like that will be always first in line with somebody like me that owns different businesses and is looking to expand into even more different businesses. And so I can assure you that whatever company you work for, they do the same thing. Now, let's get the reason why you lose motivation over time out of the way first, because I think that we could all agree that there's always going to be that time where you're going to be starting something new and you're super excited about it, whether it's a new business or a new school or a new endeavor, like just whatever you're going to be trying, you're always going to be excited about it first and super motivated to be working towards it. But over time, you always lose motivation after a certain amount of time. Then from there, we'll be talking about how to find motivation, and I'll actually give you 2 exercises that I do to find my motivation, and I'll also give you how often I go back to those exercises that I'm going to be talking to you about. Let's go back again to the reason why you lose motivation. What happens in 99% of the cases, whenever you open a new business or you start a new job or whatever you do, you're going to go through what's called the 4 phases of employment. And it doesn't matter that it says employment, it works exactly the same for when you open a business, you go to a new school, or whatever you do in life. You're always going to go through these 4 stages, no matter what it is that you're trying. The first one is excitement, the second one is doubt, the third one is confusion, and the fourth is clarity. Now, let me know and comment below if you want me to address those 4 stages in a video by itself, because I can promise you there's a lot of content to consider when it comes down to the 4 stages of employment, which again, it works exactly the same for anything that you do. But let me give you a quick rundown on what I mean by that. Whenever you start something, you're always excited. But then you move quickly into stages number 2 and 3, which are doubt and confusion. And what happens in those is that if you don't get doubt and confusion out of the way quickly to move onto clarity, it's always going to keep you stuck on thinking, am I meant to do this? Am I good at this? Am I ever going to be good at this? And that is what doesn't let 99% of people move onto stage number 4, which is clarity, where you start seeing that you are actually meant to be doing this and that you're actually good. All you needed to do was work through stages number 2 and 3 and train and do whatever you needed to do to then get to clarity. But what I can tell you is that once you move to stage number 4, motivation will be there forever, every single day, because you know for a fact that you're meant to be doing what you're actually doing right now. But what you have to be working through in order for you to get to stage number 4 is for me to go full circle and explain to you what I meant by the 4 stages is you have to get out of stage number 2 and 3. And it's hard, I get it. And having gained the motivation back in 2018, I can tell you that 6 years later, I have not lost the motivation whatsoever. In fact, if anything, I'm more motivated today than it was back in 2018. So the real question is how? How do you find the motivation, but how do you keep it after 5 years? We just said in the beginning of the video that usually people can keep it for 1 to 5 years, but it's hard to go beyond that. Today, I'm gonna give you the 2 things that I do that keep me motivated day after day, year after year. But before that though, I need you to wrap your head around this really important concept, and it is that without discipline, motivation doesn't work. Discipline is going to be what keeps you going when motivation is not there. It's easy to be a motivated person when your life is going well, but whenever things happen in your life, like you lose a family member, you lose a relationship, or whatever the case may be, motivation won't be there. But if you combine it with discipline, it's always going to come back with you, and it's always going to make you execute on the goals that you have and the plans that you put in place when you were feeling good. But without discipline, motivation will fade away, and it's not going to let you move towards your goal every single day, which is important. It's consistency what will get you success. With that out of the way, let's move on to the second thing that I promised you that we would be covering today, which is how to find your motivation, but then how to keep it going day after day, year after year. One thing that I can tell you though is I started going at it back in 2018. Obviously, I had previous jobs before that, but what I'm saying is I decided in the middle of 2018 that I wanted to be motivated and that I wanted to accomplish big things in life. And that's when I really started working really hard. Now, this same 2 exercises that I'm going to break down for you here that have served me in my life to never lose motivation are the same 2 exercises that can help you build discipline and motivation in your life to achieve the life that you want and never lose it. The first one that I do is I close my eyes. By the way, whenever I do this, I'm very intentional and I take it very serious because I know the consequences of it. It's to not lose motivation in my life, which is what we're trying to get to here. I close my eyes, I put my earbuds on, I lay down in bed and play some music. Then from there, I start imagining the ideal life that I want to live, and I put every single detail in it that I want for my life. I imagine a life where my wife and my kids are in it. I have a really nice house and I'm going down the stairs and my whole family is in my house having a great time because I have built a nice enough house to where my whole family can go there and hang out, and my kids are running around and it's very detailed down to every single person that will be in that room. Then I go down the stairs and I walk over to my garage, and there's a G-Wagon parked in there. I can tell you that's my dream car, and that's why it motivates me to think about the G-Wagon being in my garage, because I don't have one now, obviously. But imagining the ideal life fires me up so badly, because now I can tell you that I have really ambitious and big goals for my life that I know for a fact that are going to take a bunch of money and a bunch of ambition and just discipline and motivation to make a reality. On the other hand, I imagine the complete opposite. I close my eyes and I imagine the consequences of the life that I would have to live if I had no motivation and no discipline to achieve those goals. And I just imagine that I have no money, no nice house, no nice cars, and no ability to provide for my wife and my kids. And oh boy, let me tell you, that alone right there fires me up to wake up every single morning and go and conquer Earth. The second thing, an exercise that I do, and I try to do this once a week, sometimes two, it depends on how busy I am in my schedule, is to start thinking in my head about how hard my life was when I was a kid, when I was back in Venezuela, or even how hard, and this is more important than even my own experience, how hard other people actually have it in their life. And I start going through it and I start thinking, my whole family is here with me. I'm as healthy as I can be. I'm making a good amount of money. I'm able to provide for my family. And there are other people. I'm from Venezuela again, so I know closely of examples of people that have actually zero chance to improving their life and giving them a better life to their family and their kids and everybody that surrounds them. So to me, when I think about that and I think about the life that I have versus the life that some other people have to live through, and I think about, are you telling me that all I need to do to have a great life is work hard? That to me is a cheap price to pay versus somebody that has zero chance to improve their life, even if they're motivated and they're making all the efforts in their lives to provide for their family. It's a cheap price for me to pay, because when you think about it, we are in a country and we are in an economy where all you need to do is have a good idea, execute it, have motivation, discipline, and the economy and the marketplace are going to reward you with it. So that to me fires me up in a tremendous way, because I think and I start comparing my life to somebody that actually has limitations with their health, and I'm healthy, so I'm capable of doing things that other people can't, yet I'm here not having the motivation. That to me is just betraying who I am and my core values of working hard and achieving the goals that I have for my life. So I can tell you that with those two exercises, my motivation never goes away. It's always going to be there. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, everyone. As always, feel free to follow me on Instagram so you can get daily content from me there. But other than that, comment below with anything that you want me to address in the future or any comments that you have about this topic. I'm not saying that I know it all, so I would love to see some comments about what you think and what other exercises can people implement in their lives. With that being said, take care, everybody.